Best case scenario, our first read is wide open as soon as we snap. But the defenders, and most importantly your opponent, has a lot to say about that. So with this video, I'm going to show you how to increase your passing ability, to eliminate turnovers, and be able to place passes wherever you want in Madden 24. I'm Chris from Sports Gamers Online, and alright, let's get it. Let it be in your online league, play now, ultimate, whatever. The worst thing you can do to your passing game above anything else is make up your mind who you're going to throw to before you snap the ball. I know it's hard when you have Justin Jefferson, Chase, Diggs, you want to throw to him every play. I mean, you can, but let the defense prove to you first that he's going to be open. What trips you up is you're going to naturally want to go with the easiest option possible to advance the ball. And if your first option is the guy who looks open, you can get in trouble quickly if you don't watch for the nearest defender. When you focus on something, you tend to lose focus on what's around them, which is why you see these wild passes. You want to see, oh, he's open, then check, okay, is he really, by making sure any defenders aren't barreling down on me. If he did that, he would have seen me coming over and transition the throw into a lob over my head or moving on entirely. As soon as you snap, you should confirm that he's still open instead of quickly throwing to him. Don't worry, he will still be open if you wait to see if your opponent is setting you up first. Now, if your opponent is usering against the route and you just know you're about to get him with it, so you stare him down, don't do it. Your opponent's user ability and just strictly changing the plan to something you didn't expect can have you thrown into double and triple coverage on the regular while missing your number 2 receiver streaking down the field. Which brings me to my next point. When passing the ball, you want to set it up so you have a series of reads ready to go before you even snap. That tells you look here first, and if it's covered, look here. And if that's covered, look over here if the first two are covered. So you have some rhyme and reason to each pass and play you pick instead of going out there freestyling, which makes you miss more open guys and become overall less consistent. Going through your progressions can eliminate you focusing on one guy and throwing a prayer if you happen to get pressured because you had no other plan. And to quickly know if each read is covered and move on in time, you want to see if your player can fit into the hopefully open gap the defense has left for him to run into, or the open space he's running towards in man with hopefully leverage on his defender. Next is something that can destroy a play even though you made the right read, and that's throwing the wrong type of pass to the receiver and allowing the defender a chance to make a play. Now before we dig in, there are different speeds you can throw the ball that all come with different arcs, and this is assuming you have placement and accuracy passing type enabled. So when you begin to pass, there are 3 sections displayed on the meter above your receiver. The first part is lob passes, which you activate with a split-second touch of the button. These help you execute deep passes over the defender's heads, giving your receiver time to run under it, so it's tailor-made to deep passes. The second part is for touch passes, which are harder to get to because of how fast the meter moves and its close proximity to the lob section. But all I can suggest is hold it a split second longer than you would for a lob. They're that close together, and its purpose is to help you drop the ball over linebackers and in front of safeties. And the third part, which is the biggest, so you're gonna have to be careful here, are bullet passes. The tricky part here is you're gonna want to let go of the bullet right before the end. As you see, there's a little section you must stop the pass into to get perfect accuracy. A bullet gets to the guy faster while sacrificing arc, so a good rule of thumb is to never try and throw over a defender's head with a bullet pass. And to help yourself focus on the meter when it comes time to pass, just focus looking above the icon of the guy you're passing to as you press their button, so it doesn't zoom by you as fast since you're already anticipating it. Now you can combine any of these passes and throw a high pass with it. So a lob high pass, a bullet high pass, or a touch high pass. And you achieve this by holding the L1 or LB button before you press the receiver you want to throw to's button, and whether you want to throw a lob, touch, or bullet pass with it. A high pass in general is best used across the middle of the field to allow the big boys to go and get it. Now you select one of these type of passes in the wrong situation and turn a big play into a pass, breakup, or turnover. Although he has like 5 yards on him because you bullet passed it, you can still put them into position to intercept it because of the low trajectory, instead of lobbing it over their head, letting the receiver run under it. Or a lob can destroy the advantage a receiver has on the defender when he's running out of room going towards the sideline, when the bullet would have helped a lot better taking advantage of the limited window you had. You also want to utilize throwing the ball only where the receiver can get to it. You see how a simple Texas route by the running back is ruined just because the quarterback didn't lead the pass to the left and instead aimed it up the field and it got picked. Got a receiver about to run into an oncoming defender, you can aim the pass down to slow him down so you can possession catch it, or behind him to get him to turn around to avoid the big hit. Another tip I will tell you helped me instantly once I started to implement it is as soon as you snap the ball, find the defender your opponent is using. And excuse some of the struggle user on the clip, that's unlike me. It's easy to find as their player will light up underneath. Now once you have this information, this will be in the back of your mind and you know the potential danger area for you now. Because a good user can make things real ugly for you because of their ability to go off script. And to help beat user defenders, one of the most common moves a user will do is cover the shorter route then peel off deep, or cover outside then peel back in. There's always a timer in their head, so you can take advantage of this knowing they're going to peel off their initial read in a second or two. If they're on their D line, you're not going to be as worried about passing in the middle on the sidelines and stuff, but instant sheds might become more frequent. If they're the middle linebacker, it's showtime now. You're less likely to get caught off guard because you know where they're at before you throw across the middle. And if they're the safety, you now know that a post route or a streak by the tight end now has a chance to become open because they're going to bite on anything that looks juicy. If you're throwing with an accuracy challenged quarterback or about to throw to a route that's running out of space, actually aiming behind the receiver can work to your benefit, getting them to stop and play the ball to their inside shoulder. When throwing one-on-one deep balls, the most important thing you want to establish with your receiver is first make sure he's at least even with the corner before throwing the ball, and getting by the cornerback's outside shoulder and stacking in front of him, essentially putting them directly behind you so you have them playing at your speed. Getting by the outside shoulder and stacking can help slower receivers as well, boxing out much faster corners because they can't run through you, you know? And if the ball somehow is underthrown, the cornerback is at your mercy because of the fact you have essentially boxed them out. Another tip to avoid the annoying pass breakups where the defender's only chance was letting you catch the ball and then grabbing your airborne body is to hold the square or X button if you're on Xbox and run under the orange reticle so you can catch the ball in stride instead of jumping and letting the defender mess with you. You don't want the defender to get a second chance of defending the pass by putting yourself in a position for them to knock it out of your hand. So instead, give them nothing to grab. Like, look how I ran through the landing spot of the ball and catch it on the back half of the circle. I actually was behind it on this one, but what it gives me is more room to catch it cleanly because what is Slade going to grab and try to knock the ball out here? Nothing. Now, this other example, it couldn't have gone any better. Continue to run through the circle so you're not leaping unnecessarily because nobody was in front of me, so I wanted to keep going. And what happened was I ended up running straight by the defenders because he expected me to catch it much sooner and tee me up for a hit stick. When running with your quarterback, I get it. It's hard when you just broke one open or you shook one defender already. But hit the square or X button, man. Don't get caught up trying to make a highlight reel and get caught slipping and then bam, you just fumbled. Madden will humble you real quick in the midst of a 30-yard run. When rolling out of the pocket, don't let a perfectly called play be ruined because you're thrown off one foot with nobody near you. If you see your guy open, take a second to stop running if you have no incoming pass rushers. Set your feet and let it rip to get the best possible accuracy on the throw. Rolling out also tells you a lot about a player and if a player is truly dead or not. If you're rolling out and none of your players are on that side of the field, throw the ball away immediately. If there are on that side of the field, keep the play alive as long as possible for a throw until it's impossible to do so. And simply click in the right stick to live and see another down. Just because you picked the screen play, it doesn't mean you're forced to only throw to the screen. Guys will see the clicked on defensive lineman or linebacker getting into position and bullet past the crap out of the ball trying to throw it through them, hoping it doesn't get caught. This comes back to no predetermined throws. I know since it's a screen, that's the only thing that's supposed to happen, but you can throw it away. Or if you have one of those screens that have other options in them, those are possible as well. You don't have to commit 100% to hitting that screen. Played Madden long enough, you start to notice obvious pre-snap looks of what is about to happen. And one of those instances is when a blitz is highly likely because there are no safeties deep or they are all lined up over your receiver. When this happens, make sure you have quick pass options teed up to help yourself out. Now lastly, you successfully completed the pass, but you can still get it knocked out if you're not careful from a well-timed hit stick. So you're going to want the X button or A if you're on Xbox to become your best friend, as it forces the receiver to perform a possession catch, often falling to the ground after the catch to avoid you losing the ball if you're in heavy traffic. So alright sports gamers, hope this video was able to help you out. And if you like the content we provide, make sure to subscribe to Sports Gamers Online for more Madden 24 content. And once you're with us, hit that bell icon at the bottom so you don't miss anything we put out. Alright people, I'm Chris. Thank you all for watching and be good y'all.